Hey guys. So today this lesson will be for Monday. I am wanted to go ahead and make a video here for Monday's lesson. So today's I'm actually recording this Friday, so Monday's date would be the 13th. Okay, so this is for Monday the 13th. The reason why I wanted to make a video today is because we've covered all of the lessons up till test number 9. And I thought it would be good to go ahead and do test number 9 just to kind of help us get some extra grades here into the grade book. So we are going to go ahead and do test number 9 this week. We won't be taking it till later on in the week, but I wanted to give you a study sheet that you could take some time and for your lesson today and tomorrow, fill out the study sheet as your work for that day. So I wanted to take some time today and go over Monday's work. Monday, I said this is the 13th, right? 10, 11, 12, 13th. Yeah, so for the 13th, here is your first study sheet. Okay, so we're talking, this test here. This is for test number 9. Okay, let me get this is for test number 9. So this is actually a 9-week exam test. Okay, so this is going to cover materials from section 3.20 all the way to section 5.6. Okay, so we've covered all of these sections. We haven't skipped anything. So somewhere in your notes, you will have all of the information for this test. Okay, so here is your study sheet for today. Again, this is over sections 3.20 to 5.6. Okay, this is considered a 9-week exam. All right, so the first section on your study sheet for today is a true and false section. Now, let me explain this. I have not put these in the same order as they are on your test, okay? And there are some that I have changed a little bit of them. So the purpose of this sheet is really only for study purposes, okay? So I've made them so that you have some work to do so that today's work will be to complete this study sheet so you can begin studying, okay? But remember, this is not the test in that if I just memorize true, true, false, false, true, false, that I'm going to be able to get 100 on the test. So I have switched these around. I've changed a couple of things, and the purpose of this is just so that you have the material to study for. Okay, so the first section here is true and false. You can answer these, you can print this out and either answer it on the actual sheet or you can write everything down. I suggest writing it all down because it helps you with your memorization process. In fact, maybe I won't even send you the PDF. Maybe I'll require you to write all these down. That way it'll help with your memorization. So let's go over these right now. The first section is true and false. If in two triangles, at least one pair of corresponding sides is not proportional, then the triangles are never similar. Okay. Again, these are true and false. So it's excuse me, I got a little sidetracked there. So these are true and false questions. If in two triangles, at least one pair of corresponding sides is not proportional, then the triangles are never similar. Okay. Number 2, doubling the lengths of the sides of similar triangles will also double the ratio of similitude of those triangles. Okay, again, that's doubling the lengths of the sides of similar triangles will also double the ratio of similitude of those triangles. Okay, number 3, the altitude to the hypotenuse of a right triangle is the third proportional between the two segments of the hypotenuse that it forms. Okay, let me read that again. The altitude of the hypotenuse of a right triangle is the third proportional between two segments of the hypotenuse that it forms. Okay, number 4, two triangles are similar if just two pairs of corresponding angles are known to be equal. Again, two triangles are similar if just two pairs of corresponding angles are known to be equal. Number 5, if the lengths of corresponding pairs of sides of two polygons are proportional, those polygons are similar. Okay, again, if the lengths of the corresponding pairs of sides of two polygons are proportional, those polygons are similar. Number 6, a line through the midpoint of two sides of a triangle cuts off a new triangle that is similar to the original triangle. Okay, a line through the midpoint of two sides of a triangle cuts off a new triangle that is similar to the original triangle. Okay, number 7, the lengths of two corresponding altitudes of similar triangles will have the same ratio as any pair of corresponding sides. Let me say that again. The lengths of two corresponding altitudes of similar triangles have the same ratio as any pair of corresponding sides. That was number 7. Number 8, when a secant and a tangent are drawn to a circle from the same point outside of the circle, then the secant is the mean proportional between the tangent and its external segment. Let me read that again. When a secant and a tangent are drawn to a circle from the same point outside of the circle, then the secant is the mean proportional between the tangents and its external segment. Okay, the last true and false question, number 9, if the legs of a right triangle are 6 and 8, then the hypotenuse is 11. Okay, if the legs of a right triangle are 6 and 8, then the hypotenuse is 11. A lot of these answers you'll find within the theorems and corollaries that we've gone over up to this point, okay? So look for those as you're going through. I apologize about this C here. As I hit the enter button, this C actually goes on the top of our triangle there. I drew this one out here so that you can see what they're talking about here, okay? This next section is complete the sentence. Again, they are not in order. I have changed a little bit of it, and the idea is just simply so you have a study tool that you can study for your exam, okay? Number 10, okay, this is number 10 on our study sheet. It is not number 10 on the, it is not necessarily number 10 on your test, okay? Number 10, fill in the blanks. Altitude CD is drawn to hypotenuse AB of right triangle ABC. AC squared equals what? Okay, AC squared equals what? Now, we're not talking about actual numbers here, okay? But if we go back into our theorems and sections where we covered this, okay, this AC squared is the same as if we were to multiply two sections of this triangle. Which two sections would we multiply that would equal AC squared? Okay, that's what that is asking there. Okay, number 11. The fourth proportional of 2, 4, 6 is what? The fourth proportional of 2, 4, 6 is what? Okay, so you'll need to find the fourth proportional. Hopefully we already know how to do that. So that is number 11. Number 12. The center of a circumscribed circle about a given triangle may be found by the intersection of what? The center of a circumscribed circle about a given triangle may be found by the intersection of what? Now, we did some constructions that deal with this, so you may want to go back to your constructions to find this particular question. But you can go back and review those sections to find the answer to this one, okay? Hopefully you remember this. Remember, circumscribed means it's outside. Remember our construction where we had to get a circle that ended up going through all of the vertices of the triangle, and we had trouble with that because if you were off just a little bit, then it wouldn't work, okay? So how do we find the center of that circle? Okay, what do we have to do in order to find the center of that circle so we can draw that circle around that triangle? Number 13. The given quadrilateral ABCD, the locus points equidistant from A, B, and AD must include vertex C if ABCD is a what? Okay, again, you have a given quadrilateral, ABCD. If this helps, draw it out so you can see it, okay? The locus of points equidistant from AB and AD must include vertex C if ABCD is a what? Okay, so you are trying to find out, excuse me, I was just re-looking over something here. Okay, given quadrilateral ABCD, the locus of points equidistant from AB and AD must include vertex C if ABCD is a what? Okay, that one may be a little tricky, but do the best you can on it, okay? Number 14. A tangent and a secant are drawn to a circle from an external point. The secant passes through the center of the circle. The external segment of the secant is 5 and the internal segment is 6. The length of the tangent to a circle is what? Now, we talked about this, I believe actually we talked about this in a construction at some point. Or maybe it was in between that section. But go back to where we're talking about secants and where we had the measure of, I hope we understand what we're talking about here. We've got a tangent. So I've got a circle, okay? I've got a tangent. Now remember, a tangent just touches one point of the circle. So I got a tangent here. And then I've got a secant that passes through the center of my circle. So if the center of my circle is there, this secant goes all the way through, okay? So it goes through the center of the circle. It's supposed to end on the circle there, sorry. So we've got a tangent and a circle. The external segment of the secant is 5, so this part is 5 here. And the internal segment is 6, okay? The length of the tangent to the circle is what? Okay, so you'll have to find out what this portion is right here. Okay, so go back through your theorems and postulates and see what procedure you have to do in order to find what this is. Okay. Okay, so number 15. Point C is 3 inches away from a given line AB. How many points in AB are 5 inches from point C? Okay, so we have point C, 3 inches away from a line AB. So here's my line AB. Sorry, guys, I'm doing this freehand here. All right, AB. Okay, and we've got point C, which is 3 inches away from AB. How many points in AB are 5 inches away from point C? Okay, so if this is point C, okay, point C is 3 inches away. And then from the given line AB, how many points in AB, which is here, okay, how many points are 5 inches away from point C? Okay, number 16, 2 points A and B are 7 inches apart. How many points are 12 inches away from A and 4 inches apart from B? Okay, so again, you've got 2 points. They're 7 inches apart. How many points are 12 inches from A and also 4 inches apart from B? Okay, so remember, it has to meet both of these qualifications. It has to be 12 inches away from A and also 4 inches apart from B. Okay, number 17. The locus of points at a given distance from a given point is what? Okay, going back to our locus section. Okay, what will that create? Number 18. If the ratio of the lengths of a pair of corresponding sides in two similar triangles is 4 and 1, then the ratio of the lengths of a pair of corresponding altitudes is what? Okay, you'll have to go back into your book and find where we're talking about similar triangles having a pair of corresponding sides, and find out what the corresponding altitude would be. Number 19, the locus of the centers of all circles having a given line segment is as a common chord is what? Okay, the locus of the centers of all circles having a given line segment as a chord is what? Okay, so draw that out if you need to and tell me what the locus would look like. Okay, number 20. The locus of points a given distance from a line is what? In other words, what is it creating? Okay, so draw that out if you need to, if that will help you. Okay, so that is your study sheet for, or your first study sheet for test number 9. Again, this is a 9-week exam, so it may take some time to go back in your book and find some of these answers, okay? But your homework for today is to answer these 20 questions. When you have them answered, well, I want you to write out the questions because I think that will help. So I'm not going to send you the sheet, but I want you to write it out. And once you get them written out and you get the proper answers in, I would like you to text me a picture of it, okay? I will give you till the end of tomorrow, okay, which would be the, let's see, the 14th, till the end of April 14th, to get me the answers of this study sheet, okay? So you have some extra time since there are 20 questions, and it covers quite a bit of information way back into 3.20, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 days to work on this study sheet, all right? Now, I am going to put up study sheet number 2 for tomorrow's work, okay? So you will not just be having this for 2 days. You'll have this for today's assignment, but you have a little extra time to get it done. And then tomorrow you'll have part 2 of this. So make sure that you watch the video for part 2 on the second part of the test, okay? So as I said, today is the 10th. You will have till the end of 14 to get me your answers for this study sheet, okay? So today is the 13th. You will have till the end of the 14th to submit your work for this study sheet, okay? All right, well, I think that is all I have for you today. Hopefully everybody took your quiz on Friday, which is actually today because I'm recording this on Friday. But hopefully everybody handed in their answers for that so that you get a good grade on that. Okay, and I do not mind you guys texting me and asking me some questions as you're taking it. I absolutely wholeheartedly expect you to put your notes away and put your books away as you do these tests and quizzes. Okay, these are not open book, and I have no way of telling whether or not you're doing that properly, but I am expecting you to do that. Therefore, if something comes up and I happen to find out that you're not doing these closed book, you will get zeros on them, and that will hurt you tremendously. Okay, so please do what you need to do and close up your notes and your book while you're doing these tests and quizzes. Okay, and if you have any questions on them while you're working through them, go ahead and give me shoot me a text or give me a call or something, because a lot of times I can answer them. Sometimes I can't, but most of the time I'll be able to answer your questions. So don't just guess at it. Go ahead and take the time and reach out to me and ask your questions. All right, guys, that's it. So this is the lesson for Monday. And as I said, your homework is just to fill out the questions on that study sheet. Okay, so make sure that you are getting that done. Okay, that first study sheet will be due on the 14th, okay, by the end of that day. So you have 2 days to fill out that study sheet, and then take some time and study, because this is a pretty big test here, guys. Okay, it covers a lot of information, so make sure that you're studying, and that's about it. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll talk to you later, and if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye-bye.